It started with a warning note taped to the front door, barely legible from water damage after a summer storm rolled through Jacksonville, Florida. Marlene Dixon, a 38-year-old single mother of two working two jobs just to stay afloat, barely registered the paper as she rushed inside after her late night nursing shift. Her small suburban home, bought after her divorce 2 years ago, sat at the end of a cul-de-sac in the Willow Springs community, a tightly controlled HOA-run neighborhood where lawns were supposed to be green, mailboxes polished, and kids' bikes never left out overnight. 2 weeks later came the fine $75 for non-compliant lawn appearance and mailbox neglect. Marlene had recently reduced her irrigation schedule after an unusually dry month drove up her water bill by $200, and her mower had broken down, so yes, the grass had browned in patches. The mailbox admittedly had a streak of grime from where the recycling truck always sprayed muddy water. Still, she didn't think much of it. She meant to take care of it, but she didn't have time. Another warning came a week later, then another fine. This time, $150. She called the HOA office and left voicemails no one answered. She emailed pictures of the mailbox after she scrubbed it clean, showing clear improvement, even though the HOA guidelines didn't specify any particular standard of cleanliness. The replies were cold, automated. Violation remains in effect. Penalties will accrue. She tried to go to the next monthly HOA board meeting, but was told the agenda was already set and residents could only speak during designated public input, which had been scheduled during her hospital shift. Her next paycheck was docked after she missed a day caring for her youngest son, Marcus, who'd fallen ill. The fines had now climbed to over $500. Then came the letter legalistic, printed on thick ivory paper. Final notice of violation. Compliance required within 7 calendar days. Failure to comply may result in lien proceedings and municipal involvement. Panicked, she borrowed a neighbor's mower, did the whole lawn in the dark with a headlamp, and used a car sponge and baking soda to clean the mailbox until it gleamed. But the next day, she got a citation from the City Code Enforcement Office. The HOA had filed a complaint claiming her mailbox was structurally compromised and detrimental to neighborhood aesthetics. She stood on the porch with the officer, pointing out that the dent had been there since she bought the place and it hadn't been an issue until now. He shrugged, said he was just following up. A $300 municipal citation followed. Her appeals went nowhere. The HOA board president, Ruth Caldwell, a retired real estate agent known for her picture perfect lawn and disdain for renters or transitional homeowners, as she called them, insisted the rules were clear and exceptions breed chaos. Then came the lien. The HOA placed a lien on Marlene's home for unpaid dues and fines now totaling $890. She cried in her car before each shift, afraid she'd lose the only real stability her kids had known since the divorce. She started speaking out on the neighborhood Facebook group, carefully detailing her story with photos and emails asking for help. Some neighbors sympathized, many stayed silent, but a few vocal board loyalists accused her of playing the victim. One post from a user named Sunshine Rules 67, suspected to be Ruth, read, "If you can't follow the rules, maybe you don't belong in a community with standards." But something unexpected happened. A local news outlet picked up her post after a friend forwarded it. A reporter called, then another. Soon the story was on a small Jacksonville segment. Single mom faces jail over brown grass, dirty mailbox. She was invited to speak live, nervous, palms sweating. She told the world her truth. The next day, the HOA filed for a bench warrant over an unpaid fine they'd escalated to a civil contempt charge. A judge, exasperated and clearly shocked by the pettiness, still followed the process and issued the warrant. Marlene was arrested at her home in front of her children. No sirens. Just 2 polite officers who said, "Ma'am, we're sorry, but we have to take you in." The mugshot went viral. Overnight, the internet exploded. Influencers, journalists, even politicians weighed in. You mean to tell me a mom got arrested over grass? Wrote one viral tweet with 1 million likes. A GoFundMe raised $86,000 in 2 days. The pressure mounted. Protesters appeared outside the Willow Springs HOA office. Ruth Caldwell refused interviews, blaming social media hysteria and anti-HOA sentiment. But under pressure, the city dropped the municipal citation. The county court dismissed the HOA lien attempt. The arrest record was sealed within a week. Marlene was released within 24 hours to a crowd of cameras and supporters chanting her name. She cried again, this time in relief. 2 weeks later, the HOA president resigned. A special meeting was called, and bylaws were amended with stricter limits on HOA fine escalation and required mediation before legal action. Marlene still lives in Willow Springs. Her grass is greener now, not just from better watering, but because neighbors, even ones who hadn't spoken to her before, started helping out. The mailbox still has that dent. She keeps it that way on purpose. A reminder